There is a world behind this one, not a fantasy, not a legend, a real place, a dimension woven into every forest, every river, every whisper that floats through the night. You do not see it, but it sees you. You do not touch it, yet it reaches into your life daily, in dreams, in signs, in silences that feel heavier than words. This is the spirit world, and across the sacred lands of the Igbo, Yoruba, Zulu, and Akan, it has never been myth. It has always been memory. You've been taught to think of spirit as separate, heaven above, earth below, and nothing in between. But our ancestors knew better. They walked with the spirit world, not through blind faith, but through direct knowledge. They mapped it, named it, entered it. The Igbo knew it as the realm of the Chai, the Alusi, and the eternal ancestors who watch from the shadows of trees. The Yoruba called it Orun, a place where the Orisha live and where the soul travels before birth and after death. The Zulu honored it through the Amidlozi, ancestral spirits that whisper through dreams and guide destiny. The Akan recognized it as the realm of Kra and Sunsum, where spirit and identity take shape long before the body is born. But why weren't you taught this? Why is it that when African spirituality is mentioned, it's reduced to fear, mockery, or silence? Why were these visions of the spirit world replaced by foreign skies and imported prophets? The truth is, the spirit world of Africa was never forgotten. It was covered, misnamed, demonized. Because to control a people, you must first disconnect them from their source. And the spirit world was Africa's deepest source, not only of religion, but of rhythm, of law, of identity, of power. Today that veil lifts. This is not just a lesson, this is a visual journey into the invisible, into the unseen architecture that holds life together, into the worlds our ancestors knew by heart. We are not here to speculate, we are here to remember. What they called myth was memory. What they called fear was initiation. What they called dead is still alive. And now, the spirit world opens its gates. In Igbo cosmology, the spirit world is not a distant realm. It is a parallel layer of reality, running beside the physical at all times. You do not have to die to touch it. You just have to remember how to listen. In the Igbo language, there is no direct word for religion because life itself is sacred. Every tree, every river, every whisper of wind carries meaning. And at the center of that invisible order are three powerful forces: Ani, Alusi, and Chi. Ani is not just the earth goddess. She is the very womb of existence. She is law, morality, and memory all at once. Every oath, every life, every burial is done with her watching. To violate Ani is to disturb the balance of reality, and the consequences ripple beyond this life. Her realm, the land itself, is a living, breathing spirit. The Igbo do not bury the dead without asking Ani for permission, because they know the soil is not just dirt, it is spirit. It holds the ancestors, the laws, and the future. The Alusi are not gods in the Western sense. They are spiritual intelligences, forces of nature, destiny, and cosmic function. Each Alusi governs an element of life. Some watch over justice, others fertility, harvest, water, or protection. They do not live in temples, but in rivers, rocks, trees, and caves. Each town has its own, each family its guardian. They are not worshipped in fear, but approached in reverence, not for salvation, but for alignment. They are the interface between the human world and the divine rhythm that animates it. But the most personal spirit of all is the Chi. Chi is the individual's spiritual double, their higher self, their destiny and guardian spirit. Chi is assigned before birth, not as punishment or reward, but as purpose. No two Chi are the same. Your Chi carries your life's contract, your unique path. When you suffer, it is said your Chi may be sleeping or ignored. When you succeed, the elders say your Chi is awake and walking ahead of you. To understand your Chi is to unlock your true path. To reject it is to walk in confusion. In the Igbo spirit world, death is not the end. The ancestors continue living, not metaphorically, but literally, in another realm, influencing this one. They are consulted through divination, honored through ritual, and felt in dreams. The dead are not buried and forgotten. They are seated in council. They watch, they guide, and if neglected, they remind. This is the Igbo spirit world, a dimension of rhythm, law, and remembrance. Where the soil is sacred, the spirits are near, and the soul walks beside you with every breath you take. In Yoruba cosmology, the spirit world is not somewhere far above. It is just beyond the veil of perception. It exists in tandem with our world, like two layers of breath folded together. This realm is called Orun, the invisible world, the domain of the Orisha, the ancestors, and the divine blueprint of all things. Orun is not fantasy, it is structure. It is the order behind the chaos, the place where souls are formed, sent, and received when their time here ends. It is from Orun that all reality flows, and to Orun that all things return. At the core of this spiritual system are the Orisha. They are not gods in competition with one another, but divine forces, principles of nature, energy, personality, and transformation. They live in Orun but interact with the physical world constantly. Ogun, the Orisha of iron and technology, rules over progress and war. Oshun, goddess of sweet water, governs love, fertility, and beauty. Sango, lord of thunder and justice, punishes imbalance and uplifts truth. Obatala shapes destiny. Oya sweeps away stagnation with the wind. Each Orisha is a doorway to a divine lesson, a cosmic function wearing the clothing of myth. The Yoruba understand that humans are born with Ori, the spiritual head, the seed of personal destiny and divine purpose. Before birth, the soul kneels in Orun and selects its Ori, its life path. That choice, that contract, shapes everything. But destiny is not fate, it is potential. To fulfill your destiny, you must align with Ace, the sacred life force that flows through everything. Ace is not just power, it is the breath of creation, the reason words have weight, the force that makes prayer effective, ritual sacred, and thought capable of moving mountains. Yoruba spirituality is a science of harmony, of constant recalibration between Earth, Aye, and Orun. Ritual is how the two worlds talk. Offerings, drumming, chants, and dance are not performance. They are technology. They feed energy, restore balance, and open gates. When a Babalawo casts the sacred Ifa divination, they are not guessing. They are consulting the divine memory of Orun, seeking guidance encoded in a language older than speech. And when death comes, it is not an ending, but a return. The spirit moves from Aye back to Orun, where it may rest, watch, or return through reincarnation. Ancestors are not ghosts. They are council members, guardians, witnesses. They remain among us, invoked through shrines, spoken to through ritual, honored with every breath of praise. This is the Yoruba spirit world, a living network of energy, purpose, and sacred responsibility. A world where the divine is not just believed in, but walked with. Not feared, but understood. And when spirit moves, it moves with rhythm. For the Zulu people, the spirit world is not only real, it is intimate. It is not abstract philosophy. It is lived presence. It is the invisible breath behind cattle moving across plains, behind lightning streaking across the sky, behind the unspoken thoughts that ripple through families. The spirit world is known as Umhlaba Waba Fanzi, the world of those below, not as in beneath the earth, but beneath the surface of what we can see. And it is ruled not by distant deities alone, but by the Amedlozi, the ancestral spirits who carry the blood memory of the people. Amedlozi are not relics of the past. They are living forces. They walk in dreams, speak through signs, and intervene in waking life. Every family has its Amedlozi. They are the departed mothers, fathers, warriors, and healers who still watch, still correct, still protect. To the Zulu, you are never alone. you walk with your lineage. And if your life begins to unravel, it is often a sign that the ancestors are calling, not to punish, but to guide. Neglect them, and confusion follows. Honor them, and clarity returns. Rituals in Zulu. Spirituality are about reconnection. Offerings of beer, slaughtered cattle, or sacred herbs are not bribes. They are ancestral communication. When a family hosts a ukubuyisa, a homecoming ritual for the spirit of the newly dead, they are reuniting the departed with the Amidlozi. When diviners called Isangoma or Inyanga consult the spirit world, they are not guessing. They are listening. They are decoding. They are translating the language of the ancestors for those who have forgotten how to hear it. Beyond the ancestors, there is also Umvelinkangi, the mighty one who appears through lightning and thunder, the primordial force who created the first man and woman. He is less frequently worshipped directly, because the ancestors serve as the bridge to him. But when lightning strikes or storms break the sky open, the people know spirit is moving, the sky speaks. Dreams are sacred in Zulu belief. They are not random. They are coded messages from the Amidlozi, warnings or instructions from the spirit world. A dream of a snake, a river, a broken pot, these are all seen as communications. And it is through the proper interpretation, often guided by an initiated elder or diviner, that one realigns with purpose. This is the Zulu spirit world, ancestral, grounded, and thundering with presence. Here, the veil between the living and the dead is thin. Here, family is eternal, and here, the ancestors do not fade. They walk beside you. In Akan cosmology, the human being is not a single entity, but a composition, a soul woven from multiple threads of spirit. Before birth, the individual kneels before Nyame, the supreme creator, and receives the Kra, the divine soul, the purest spark of life, the essence that connects them directly to the spiritual source. This is not symbolic, it is literal. Every person is born with their own Kra, a piece of heaven placed within them, guiding, observing, and calling them toward their destiny. But Kra is not alone. It is joined by the Sunsum, the spiritual personality, the energy that shapes one's character and action in the world. And beneath that is the Mogia, the blood, the ancestral current, passed through the mother's line. These three forces form the complete human. Kra ties you to the divine. Sunsum gives you individuality. Mogia connects you to your lineage. In this way, the Akan view the human not as a body with a soul, but as a soul carrying a body, a sacred bundle of spiritual contract, ancestral identity, and cosmic intention. The spirit world of the Akan is not a distant paradise or punishment. It is a place of continuity, Asamando, the realm of the dead. It is there that the ancestors dwell, still watching, still guiding, still judging the living. Ancestors are not optional in the Akan worldview. They are necessary. They serve as the spiritual elders, the enforcers of tradition, the witnesses of truth. To break family customs, to ignore taboos, to walk without remembrance of them, is to become spiritually exposed. But to honor them is to walk with power. Libations are poured not as habit, but as invocation. Rituals are performed to maintain balance, cleanse spiritual debt, and re-establish connection. Naming ceremonies are held with care, because names are not decorations, they are declarations. They recall the day of birth, the circumstances of arrival, and sometimes the spirit of one who has returned. For the Akan believe in reincarnation, not as abstract theory, but as reality. Children are often believed to be ancestors reborn, returning through the same family lines to continue their spiritual journey or complete an unfinished task. This is the Akan spirit world, elegant, precise, and deeply structured. A world where life does not begin at birth or end in death. A world where spirit flows in circles, where identity is sacred, and where every breath carries the memory of something much older than flesh. When you place the spirit worlds of the Igbo, Yoruba, Zulu, and Akan side by side, you do not find contradiction. You find design. You find a shared language written in different tongues. Though the names may differ, the structures echo each other. Though the rituals may vary, the intentions align, because beneath the cultural symbols and tribal distinctions lies an ancient architecture, a map drawn in spirit, etched in blood, and whispered from generation to generation across thousands of years. These are not isolated beliefs. They are windows into a divine system larger than any one tradition. Across all these cultures, the human being is never viewed as a mere body. The soul is not singular. It is layered, split between essence, personality, lineage, and destiny. The Igbo speak of Chi, the Yoruba of Ori, the Akan of Kra, and the Zulu of the ancestors flowing in blood. Each tradition insists, you are born with a purpose, chosen before you arrived. You are not a mistake. You are not incomplete. You are a spiritual contract waiting to be remembered. All four traditions understand that death is not the end. The ancestors are alive. They are not just remembered, they are present. They intervene, they correct, they bless, they watch. The spirit world is not static. It is active, constantly influencing health, decisions, success, failure, and dreams. When life goes off course, it is often a sign that the spiritual alignment has been broken. A ritual must be done. A promise must be kept. A name must be spoken. Spirit must be recentered. Balance is law. Harmony is truth. Every system agrees. When spiritual laws are broken, nature responds. Whether through illness, misfortune, drought, or unrest, the spirit world corrects what the human world corrupts. The gods do not punish, they reflect. The ancestors do not threaten, they remember. And nature, sacred in all four traditions, is not just environment, but spirit made visible. Forests are not background, rivers are not scenery. They are temples, homes of spirits, pathways for energy. The differences between these systems are beautiful, but the unity beneath them is powerful. It tells us that Africa has always understood the invisible, not as fantasy, but as function. The veil is thin not because we seek magic, but because we remember truth. These laws are not superstition. They are structure. They are science. They are sacred. You were never alone, not even for a moment. Every breath you took, someone was watching. Every name you called, someone was listening. Every prayer you whispered, someone was answering, not from far away, but from just beyond the veil. The spirit world is not an ancient myth. It is the oldest truth. It was here before language, before empire, before borders and flags. It is still here, watching, waiting, guiding those who dare to remember. The Igbo walk with their chai, knowing their ancestors sit beneath the soil, eyes open. The Yoruba speak to the Orisha, calling on Aussie to move with them in every step. The Zulu honor the Amadlozi, reading dreams and thunder as sacred texts. The Akan live by the contract of Kra, speaking names that echo across lifetimes. These are not rituals of the past, they are systems of power, and the spirits behind them are not relics, they are alive. You can feel them, can't you? In your bones when you hear the drum, in your heart when you stand near a river, in your dreams when someone calls your name with a voice you've never heard. But recognize, these are not accidents, these are echoes. You are not imagining things, you are remembering. Because you are not disconnected, you are woven, you are seen. And now, the spirit world is rising again. Not through superstition, but through truth, through clarity, through return. This is not a call to worship, it is a call to witness, to open your eyes to what your ancestors always knew, that the visible world is only half the story, that you are more than a name and a body. You are a soul wrapped in memory, walking a path older than time. The spirit world is not behind you, it is beside you. And the moment you choose to remember it, to speak its names, honor its rhythms, follow its signs, you will not just walk differently, you will be walked with. If this journey opened your heart, if it stirred something sacred in your soul, do not keep it quiet. Like this video, share it, subscribe, and pass it on to someone else who was never taught, but deeply needs to remember. Because the spirit world never left, and it's waiting for us to come home.